time now for Rally Catalunya in Spain.
Next comes the Spanish round of the WRC in the form of Rally Catalunya. It was originally run on both gravel and tarmac, but these days the rough stuff has been left behind, making it one of the few all-asphalt rallies left. Latin drivers tend to fare well on these fast roads around Lloret de Mar. But it's a popular event with all the teams and the passionate Spanish spectators.
Honestly, I think if I can come away with a podium here in Spain, then if I do wind up going scoreless in Cyprus, then it at least means I have got something else to fight with. So in terms of my setup for this, well, I'm going to go all the way on the gears because we are going to be dealing with plenty of straightaways. And I'm also going to go soft on the brakes, hard suspension, keep it at toe out. Ride height, I'll keep that relatively low. Soft tyres. I think I'll put the power steering more towards the centre. And I think I'm gonna save my setup. Just so I have another one saved just in case. But yeah, by the way, you can save multiple setup files just in case. Something I didn't realise until until I looked at it. And yep, there are definitely some straightaways here. I'm going to try this one more time, and if this attempt does not work for me, then this is where I'm just going to do myself a favour and just switch my brain off altogether. Because I feel like I'm trying to do something when it is clearly too late in the day for me to try it, considering it is well past 10 o'clock now. And normally, when it gets to 10 o'clock, at least with my mindset, that's basically when my brain switches off. I'll admit, from time to time I can be a gambling man when it comes to video games. I don't gamble in real life, by the way. I'm not someone who really likes to gamble.
150 hairpin left, caution post outside.
Realistically.
100 right 6. 200 over crest into left 6.
Because I am probably one of very few people in Britain who does not get involved in playing the National Lottery. And just in general, gambling has never exactly been on my forte. There are just so many better things I can think of doing other than gambling.
70 right 4 over crest into left 200 long right 4.
Shit. Okay.
150 long left 3 over crest.
I think that's probably costing me some time.
3 over crest. 150 left, 3 into
Yeah,
right,
I have a
3
feeling
and
my
left,
streak
4,
of leading the stage
150
is inevitably
right,
going
3,
to end. Because I think at this
100
point,
left, 2 opens, 150
I'm not
right,
really
3
going
and
anywhere.
over crest into left, 350 over crest, 200 right,
In terms
2
of
into
just my
long
overall
left, 2
form.
and over crest, 200 long left, 3.
I think it probably is going to
200
take
left, 3 into right,
some
3.
miracle
150
wizardry
straight over crest,
for me to get through
150
this.
long left, 2 into
The way I
right,
currently
3,
seem
100
to
long left, 3 caution,
be
post
approaching
outside,
this.
150 dip into left, 4, 100 right, 4, 100
And I'm on
right,
grass.
1 into right,
Thankfully
3
I
tightens,
avoid the
150
road sign
left,
this time.
5 over crest, 150 right, 4,
Okay.
50 over crest into
So,
left, 4,
that can
100
be-
right, 5, 150
Okay.
long left, 3
Right.
tightens over crest,
Okay, not doing too badly at the
150
moment.
right, 4,
Damn it. Well, I wasn't
100
doing too badly
finish.
until that happened. And once again, I get nicked right at the end. It really does feel like the first 3 stages in this championship, the way they've gone so far, it almost feels like a hoax with these first few rounds for me to actually win a stage. Because even when I do get gut-wrenchingly close to winning it, I basically just lose it right at the end. Because of a mistake or because of something else. And in all honesty, that kind of annoys me. I mean, yeah, sure, I understand the premise of coming up short more often than not, but eventually it does get to a point where you're basically coming up short just
1, go.
basically so
150
disturbingly
right,
often
4 over crest, opens,
that you're honestly hoping at one stage or another
150
that you
left,
can
1
actually
into
win
right, 3
one of
and
these
left,
stages
4 opens,
instead of just always
200
being the
right, 2
bridesmaid.
over crest,
You want to
100
actually
left,
be the bride
5,
instead of the bridesmaid
70 hairpin right, 70
when it
bends
comes to just
inside,
the overall form.
100 hairpin left, don't cut.
That's kind of the
100
way I
right,
would
5,
describe
1,
it.
2 right, 2,
Okay, it's fine.
150 left, 5 and dip. 150 long right, 5.
Oh god, okay. Made it.
150 left, 4.
I survived the turn.
150 right,
Now I just have to
4.
hope I can do the rest.
100 left, 2 and left, 4 over crest, tightens.
Francois Delacour is currently third in the Evo 7
100 right, 2,
in this
caution
stage.
rocks inside,
That's
into
interesting.
right, 5, 100 left, 3 over crest, opens.
I'm probably not the only one who
150
has
right,
these
4 over crest,
moments where
100 left, 2
you just
into
really
right,
want to
1
win,
and right,
but then
5.
at the same time, you just keep getting so
150
gut-wrenchingly
left,
close to
6
it
opens, don't cut.
that you feel like it's not going to happen until
150 right,
basically the
5
second
opens.
half of the season,
150 right, 2
which is
into
when,
right, 3 and
in
left,
essence,
6, 70 over crest,
the game just
2
basically
hairpin right,
allows you
30, don't cut,
to basically
bends
just go
inside,
hell for
70
leather
hairpin
at
left,
that point,
100
and to
over
basically
crest,
just go on a
into
point
hairpin
scoring
right,
tear afterwards.
100 left, 6,
That's probably what it's going to take for me to really be
100
contending in
left,
this
5.
battle.
100 right, 4 caution rocks inside,
I mean, obviously, like
70
every
left,
other
5.
championship I do,
100 right, 5,
I try to score as many points as I can, and I also try to prove, of course, that I can win it.
Right, 1 over crest, and
But I
right,
suppose
5, 150
sometimes you just have to accept your short-term losses and hope that sooner or later those losses can result in long-term gains.
150 right 4, 70 over crest into left 3
And there are points in the and there are points during the year where it will get frustrating, but you just basically have to keep your head down and just continue doing what you're doing, and hope that sooner or later you can come away with the W at some point before the season's out. I mean, the first half, it's basically the AI that will more or less do whatever it takes to make sure that whoever the leader is, he'll basically dominate you.
150 right 6.
But then basically, you're just hoping that once you get to the second half of the championship, that is when you can start fighting back.
150 right 3.
I think Rhino GT4 once went through something like this.
100 left.
I don't know how many points he had up to this point of the season, but I do know he went through plenty of struggles
200 left 1 into
in the early stages of this championship before he got to Greece. And then it was basically from Greece onwards when he more or less just went on a point scoring tear, and then basically rallied his way back to
300 and finish.
win the championship. Well, at least I got second. By the way, I am recording part 1 of this rally late on a Tuesday night, which is why I went off on that whole rant about my brain just basically being switched off. That was basically the reason for all that. And we've had another Skoda retirement. Unfortunate. Anyway, that's the way the rally looks. And at this point, we seem to be doing okay. Well, here we go for our final stage of day 1.
3, 2, 1, 30 long.
Here's to hoping I can manage to mitigate my mistakes this time around.
300 over crest.
I don't know if it's possible either the following morning or afternoon I can manage to finish this rally, and then we will basically move on to, and then afterwards we can basically just move on to Cyprus. I really didn't know what I was getting into there, because it was uphill, but I am glad to say that I did manage to put my foot on the brakes when I did.
100 hairpin left, don't cut. 150
Okay,
hairpin right, don't cut.
Still keeping a decent pace at the moment. I'm honestly hoping that coming out of this,
100 right, 6.
I can at least finish in third.
70 left, 1.
I am playing as the hometown hero Carlos Sainz, of course. So hopefully, I know I'm not going to win this, but I might be able to bring home second at the most. And then that will technically put my point score on 19. I hope.
150 left, 6.
At least I can say Gilles Panizzi at the moment is managing to
100 hairpin
at
right.
least take some points away from Marcus.
100
because once we really get down to it, it basically is going to be, I think, a nail-biting head-to-head between myself and Marcus for the title. That's basically what I think it's going to be. And I hit the same boulder again. Although thankfully at least it dislodged me to the point where I was basically back on the road again. And I was not just stuck behind the boulder. Okay. Oh, my finger's slipping. Okay, got it back now. We're slipping on the right toggle stick. Oh god, okay. I lived, bitch. And I also hit the target as well. I did not miss. And nor did I flip my car over.
150 left, 5 into right 2, opens over crest.
Okay. And doing pretty well at the moment. Okay. And still keeping everything within my grasp. At least I was until that point. And now my grasp is gone.
300 over
basically.
crest into left 3 opens. 200 over crest
Yeah.
into right
Again,
1.
it was uphill, and I could hardly see
into left 3.
where the road was going, so
150 right 3 and left 5 into hairpin right.
it's always important to know when your brakes are working. God damn it. Well, there goes third in the rally.
100 hairpin left into long hairpin right.
God damn it. How far behind is it?
150 hairpin left.
Okay, only 9th. I was honestly expecting worse, but amazingly it wasn't.
150 long right 4. 300 over crest into left 2 tightens.
Okay. Let's see what happens from
150
here.
left 6.
Can I survive?
70 right 5 into
Can I
left
survive
3.
and mitigate the damage? That remains to be seen.
150 left 2 and over jump. 150 over crest into
Okay.
very long left 3. 150 over crest. 100
Okay.
right 2 into left
Come on.
5. 100 right 4 into left 5. Opens 200
Can I
over
at least
crest
mitigate the
into right
damage?
5 and
Because
left
that's what I
3.
really need to do here.
200
I really need to
left
make
5
sure
here
that my
into
damage
dip.
is mitigated.
100 right 2. 100 left
Okay.
3.
How far off is it?
150 long right 2 and straight.
I know you're
over
around
crest.
here, Sector.
150
Show
right
yourself.
3 into left 5.
I really hate how
100
those
left
signs are just
3
rock
and
solid.
right 4 over crest into
And
left
now I've
5
lost it
over
completely.
crest. 150 right
Well, somehow I'm
4
still
into
9th,
left 4.
in spite of that one very counterintuitive mistake I made. And I say it's very counterintuitive because, well, those road signs, man, they are just rock solid. They're basically planted to the ground, and they're pretty much as hard as lead.
150 hairpin left, don't cut.
You know what? If I can finish this stage with a top 10, I'll be happy. Considering the mistakes I made in putting up my best of in just putting up my best of efforts to not finish in the top 10.
70 right 2 tightens into right 3.
If I can finish in the top 10 with this, then I think I'll accept it. Though I don't see how that's going to happen. The way the seconds are just ticking away.
100 left 4 over crest.
I think I'm going to lose more than just 10th at this point. Oh, okay. I recovered to 4th, actually. You know, in spite of everything that went disastrously wrong in that stage, I somehow recovered to finish 4th. I guess it must have just been that long run speed I had that helped me to thread the needle. Oh, it was Sebastian Loeb who finished 9th in the end. Well, another stage win for Panizzi, Gronholm 2nd, and Thomas Radstrom 3rd in the Citroën. That's something you don't see every day. And there's the rest of the order, rounded off by Alistair McRae in the top 10. And one Skoda is out, Tony Gardemeister. However, I am through to day 2 of Rally Catalunya. So it looks as though Gilles Panizzi is once again going to win here. However, I have a 10-second advantage over Richard Burns. Marcus Gronholm is 4th, with Marco Martin 5th, and Francois Delacour at the moment is currently P6, ahead of Harry Rovanpera and Petter Solberg. And there is the rest of the running order. And you know what? Considering everything that's been happening recently, I will accept this performance to start with. So, part 1 is done, and now I will skip ahead to tomorrow, where I will hopefully get on with day 2 of the rally. Day 2 of Rally Spain. And to open this up, we are driving in the rain. And then after that, we are driving in cloudy conditions. Considering we're up in the mountains, that doesn't really surprise me. And I've got a lot of things to repair here. Brakes, body, tyres, and even the hydraulics need repairing. So all those things are now prepared, and what that now means is we can get on with our next set of stages. How much is it to repair the body? Oh, 2 minutes. You know what, fuck it, the body's just gonna stay damaged. Everything else is fine except for the body. The body I don't think needs to be repaired. Yeah, at this point, I feel like I need to come up with a compromise that's gonna give me both a good amount of steering as well as a decent amount of downforce. Because for these next few stages, I really need both. And although my body may still be damaged on the front end, the rest of it is actually not too bad, all things considered. I mean, the front is damaged, but the rear is okay. Hopefully that's not going to compromise me too much. Or at least I'd like to hope it doesn't. Even though I probably compromised myself at the end of Sector 1. I mean, it's a 2-minute repair to repair the body. And I figured at this point, I needed to give myself a car that I could drive, and also a car that I know is not going to be too bad in terms of pace. And in spite of me running with a damaged body, I do actually have a good car here.
100 hairpin right over crest, don't cut.
It's just a matter of making sure that I nail the
100
setup.
hairpin left, don't cut.
And although I'm not going to be as fast as Gilles Panizzi at this point, I might be able to sneak away with second if I get my compromises right. And because I had more downforce, I was not able to slam the wall and then hit it side first, nose second. So body damage doesn't really change the performance of the car that much. Even then if the body is a bit damaged, but either way, my car is still quick. And I think at this point that's probably the only thing I really need to have under my belt. I just need to have a quick car and basically the right foot. I hope. And brakes and sliding through the corner. And one more right-hander. And I'm still in second, but I am holding steady. I am doing this with a damaged front end, but at this point, I think my car overall is good in spite of the damage, which at this point is what I need. I'm not going to win the stage, but I might just be able to get a top 5 if I can stay off the walls, and this time I do. Okay, P3. I may have done it with a damaged body, but at least I did it with a drivable body. So there's your top 6. Finished P3 in the end, and still only 1 retirement so far. However, I am still 10 seconds clear of Gronholm for now, as Richard Burns is P4, followed by Francois Delacour and Marco Martin now drops down to P6. Still got 20 runners left in the rally. However, I think that will probably change sooner rather than later. And so we are now in cloudy conditions. So my car may be slow to begin with, but I do believe it's possible for my car to get faster by the time we get to the end of the stage.
3, 2,
from what I can see.
1, go. 70
Hopefully these stages will not be too harsh on me. I know I'm slightly compromising myself because I have a damaged body, but at this point I feel like I need to have a car that I know is going to be quick. And also a car that is not only quick, but is drivable. And although damage to the body does take some of the downforce away, it doesn't take enough away for it to be a serious concern. And I set the pace in the first sector, and I'm in the wall. Guess who's surprised? Not me. Fuck! Can I please get through the rest of this stage without having any spins, crash bangs or wallops? That would be nice. If I could stop somehow walloping and choking myself for the rest of this, before this stage just automatically kicks me in the face. That's what I'd really like. I would really like it if I could just put together a stage run where
crest into
I'm not
left
going
two
to get
and
throttled
right
or
four.
walloped. Huh. In spite of my mistakes, I only lost 2 seconds.
150 over crest
Well, I think it goes to
into
show my
left
car
two
is working
gear
pretty
in
good.
150 left two.
In spite of my
150 right
errors.
two. 100 over crest and over jump. 300
Oh,
hairpin
and
right
on
over
the
crest.
brakes. That was a low speed
150
corner.
left four.
I had to get on the brakes there.
100
anyway.
right five.
Didn't need to
70
let go of the
left
throttle
four.
there.
Caution rocks inside 30 right 6 over crest into right 6.
Well, in spite
and
of my
hairpin left,
early
don't
mistakes,
cut.
my car actually has pace. And I'm off course. Which means my pace is completely gone now. And I have to start this all
100
over
hairpin
again,
right, don't cut.
which is going to be
150
extremely
hairpin
annoying.
left, don't cut.
Or maybe not, because somehow,
100 right
in spite
6, caution
of
fence inside
my...
70 left 3.
Because somehow, in spite of my unforced errors, I am still keeping a decent pace with the AI, somehow. Don't know how, but I am actually keeping a decent pace. Although I am pretty sure there is going to be at least one more error before this is all said and done. That seems inevitable at this point. Okay. Get out of the grass, get out of the grass. Okay.
100 left 5.
I somehow saved my ass.
100 right 5.
That would have been
50
disastrous
right
had
5
I
gear into dip.
lost all that time.
100 left 4. 150 right.
Hey, I actually lead a sector.
150 long
So,
left 5.
I think I made the
200
correct
over crest
compromise
into right 5.
for this part of the rally, in spite of all my
200
mistakes.
long left 3.
I think I might have a shot at potentially pulling this off,
70 over
if I can
crest
somehow
to left 4. 50 hairpin right,
keep
don't
my
cut.
car under control.
100
Okay.
hairpin left, don't cut.
Okay,
100 right 6.
well, I have got some good pace so
100
far.
left 2 over crest. 100 right 3.
I could definitely be
150 right
on pace
4
at this
into
point
left 3 over crest.
for a
100
potential
long left 2 over crest into right
stage
1.
W, if I can keep this pace
200
going.
finish.
And what am I going to win by? 5.7 seconds, in spite of my best of efforts to lose it. I was literally trying to lose the stage, and yet somehow in the end, I came out 5 seconds ahead. Have no idea how I did it though. Anyway, those are your results. And we've had another retirement, and it's Francois Delacour in the Evo 7. I think that's going to bring my teammate Marco back into the points now, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he gets dropped to 7th. Well, he was in 7th before anyway. But either way, I actually win a stage. And I did it by 5.7 seconds in spite of my best of efforts to lose it. So these are the updated results. Philippe Bugalski gets promoted to the points after Francois Delacour retired, and we still have 19 runners left. And now we head over to Villadrau, or Villadrau 2. Of course.
2, 1, go.
It had to be a night stage.
150 right 4 over crest opens.
Well, at least I have a
150
decent
left, 1 into right
enough
3 and left 4
margin
opens.
over Marcus heading into the stage.
150
Basically, the
right
only
2
thing
over crest.
I really have to do here is make sure I stay on the road, and then I should be fine.
Right. 70 fence
Still got
inside.
one working headlight at least. and I have still got enough visibility on the road.
70, right 5, 1 2, right 2.
And I also turned my car from an ill-handling car
150,
into
left 5,
a better
and
handling car.
150, long right 5.
Okay.
150,
And
left
I know I'm going to
4.
be off, but by how much?
150,
That's the
right
real
4.
question.
100, left 2.
Oh,
and
I wind up
left
being 1.5
over
seconds
crest
ahead.
tightens. 150, left 5. 100,
Could we on
right
pa-
2,
could we
caution
be on
rocks
pace
inside
for
into right 5.
potentially
100, left 3
something
over
good?
crest opens.
As long as there is not going to be a bank that catches me out
100,
and
left
technically
2
beaches
into
my
right
car
1 and right 5.
like it did before. Could we be on pace for something special here?
150, left 6
We shall
opens,
see.
don't cut.
It could be
150,
possible,
right 5 opens.
but I'm not willing to place any bets yet
150, right 2 into right 3
at this
and
time
left
in the
6,
rally.
70 over crest into hairpin right,
Okay.
don't cut, fence inside,
Alright.
100 hairpin left,
Okay, doing good.
100 over crest into
And now I wind up being nearly 4 seconds ahead.
100 left 6. 100 left 5.
Folks, I might have an
100 right
advantage
caution rocks
in
inside.
the night stages in terms of pace with some of these.
100 right 5.
There might be a potential gain from the night stages here. It is very possible if I can continue driving like I am now, which is almost faultlessly. Just have to hope I can keep it. Just have to hope I can keep it this way.
150 right 3 opens. 150
On the brakes.
over crest.
And just keeping a nice conservative pace.
70 over crest into left 3 and right 3
Okay.
over crest 30 left 2 100 long left 4 tightens.
And I am now 5 seconds up the
right
road.
4 opens.
So as long as I can continue to hold on to this pace,
70
we
over
could
crest,
be on
100
pace
long
for
left 3 tightens.
another
Over
stage
crest,
victory,
100
potentially.
long left 3
It's
200 over crest
definitely
into
possible.
right 4 and left 3
as long as I don't crash.
300 long right 4
I could very well be on pace for something good here,
150
which is
left
not what I would have said about the
left
night
5.
stages before.
100 long hairpin right
My pace actually seems to be good
150 hairpin left
these night stages, which at the moment is really surprising me
100 right 6
with
70 left 6 into
just how
right
much
5.
better they feel
200
up to
over
this
crest
point.
into long left 3
I have a 9.5 second lead in the stage.
150 left 1
I gotta be honest,
100
this
left 3 tightens
this
into
sudden
left
turn of
6.
pace is definitely surprising me.
100 over crest
Of course, I still don't think I'm beating Shield,
150 left 1
but
into dip 100 over crest and straight 150 left 1 300 long right 2
see how we do. There's the finish. Should be just up the road.
300 and finish
And there it is. I won by 11 seconds in the end. Holy shit. I never would have guessed I was actually going to dominate that stage. Although it probably shouldn't surprise me as much as it did, because I did actually have a good stage at night previously in Corsica as well, before the bank, basically, before I ran wide and got beached on a bank where I had to reset my car. I definitely could have won that stage, but this time around, I have actually won the stage. By 11 seconds over Gilles Panizzi, Marcus Gronholm third, followed by Richard Burns, Harry Rovanpera and Petter Solberg. and Robert Craster finished P8 in the Skoda, as my teammate Marco Martin was just outside the top 6, and Philippe finished in P10. And no further casualties as of yet on the retirements board, and I'm now just 12.2 seconds behind Gilles Panizzi, and Marco Martin has now moved back up into the points by a second. So second, I think, is very possible here, the way things are going right now. I don't think I'm going to win the rally, because I may need some luck in order for that to be the case, but right now, I'm actually feeling pretty good about myself. And hopefully that can continue for the rest of the rally. Yeah, I think this time around I'm actually going to make sure that I go toe out for this. And in terms of everything else, I think I should be okay. But we'll see. As we begin with Rue de Cagnes, reverse.
1, go, 50, very long, right, 3, over crest. 200, long left, 2.
And we'll see what we can do
100,
here.
left, 2, into right, 3, 50, opens, into right, 2. 150,
That could have been
left,
worse
4.
than it actually was.
150, right, 4. 200, left, 3,
Okay.
into right, 4.
Right,
150,
and
left,
to open this
5.
up, I am 1 second back.
150, right, 4. 150,
But
right, 3, over crest.
at least my car has got
100,
better
left,
handling than it
5,
did before.
opens. 70, over crest.
Just have to try and see if I can
100, caution, jump,
get this to continue.
150, left, 2, tightens, into right, 3.
Oh god,
150,
okay.
straight, over crest.
Made it.
And over crest. 150, long left, 3.
I survived.
Over crest. 150, right, 6, opens, into
And now
right,
I'm down to
3,
P11.
don't cut. 100, long left, 3. 100, left, 5, and left,
I don't
6.
think the setup is really working for my car now compared to before.
150, long hairpin, right, don't cut. 150, long hairpin,
Anyway.
left.
Still trying, at least for now.
100,
I am aiming
hairpin,
to
right,
continue
don't
trying.
cut. 100, hairpin, left, over crest.
Okay.
30, don't cut. 100,
I'm not
right,
cutting, I'm not
6.
cutting. Okay. Made it.
100, left, 2, into right, 3, over crest.
And I'm back up to P7.
200, right,
I think
3,
winning
into
the rally is
left,
probably
5.
out of the question now, but
150,
it was nice to at
right,
least
2.
have a night stage where
50, over jump,
I basically
50, straight,
just had
over
the
crest,
perfect run.
30, left, 5, and right, 5,
And
50,
in this
straight,
game,
over
getting
crest,
perfect
70,
runs,
long right, 3,
especially
150,
with
left,
all
3,
asphalt rallies,
150, right,
that is pretty
4,
rare.
opens, over crest,
But I am glad to say that I did at least get one of those. And I gained another position by moving up to 6th.
70,
So
right,
we'll
2,
see
100, right,
if we can
3,
keep this
over
going.
crest, 100, right, 4.
Hopefully
100,
I have
caution,
momentum
jump,
on
maybe.
there. Hopefully I have
100 over
momentum
crest, into
on
long
my side
hairpin,
now.
left.
I had to slam on the
100,
brakes there
right,
because of the
5,
trees.
caution, don't cut. 150, and finish.
And I am going to finish 5 seconds behind in P4. You know, considering I actually dominated the night stage last time around, I am actually surprised. And it was Richard Burns who won the stage. Over Gilles Panizzi and Petter Solberg. Meanwhile, I was 4th, ahead of Marcus and Toshihiro. Then it was my teammate, Marco Martin in P7, followed by Sebastian Loeb, Alistair McRae and Thomas Radstrom, rounding off the top 10 in the Citroen. And we've had our 3rd retirement, and Rovanperä is the retiree. So that now brings my teammate Marco Martin back into the points, and it also promotes Filip Bugalski to the points as well. Nice. So, providing everything stays as it is, I could just have a shot of taking potentially 3 points away from Marcus. If everything continues to go well. As we now get on with Escalade. And then I think it's after this where we've got the super special.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm pretty sure it's Spain that definitely has a super special, if I remember correctly. Which means my 2nd place for the rally, as long as I don't drop too many seconds or have a DNF, or do that too many times. I think 2nd place in the rally should be secured from what I can see. I think I should be secured for 2nd as long as this rally doesn't do any more to try and stymie my progress. Which is possible, but hopefully it doesn't happen too many times. Because I am probably the last person that wants that to happen right now.
200 left 4 into right 3 and left 4. 150 right 4 and left 5.
Because I do not want to be a victim of the WRC's Grand Baroque display
100 right 5 into left 3 and left
of punishing me with bad luck that I simply don't deserve at this point. Especially since I did have to work hard in order to get 2nd place by as much as I did. And that was a lot less terrible than I thought it was going to be. I really thought for sure that was going to be... I really thought for sure that was going to be a case of me flipping the car, but thankfully that wasn't what it turned out to be. I think 2nd is probably the best I can really hope for, unless Gilles retires at this point, which is probably the best thing I'm basically hoping for at this point, so I can steal the win. Although if I know this game, that's not going to be the case. It's just going to be a case of me making sure that I hold on for 2nd position, and also making sure that I don't drop too many seconds before the end of the rally. Okay, P7. I have definitely been in worse positions up to this point. So, I think as long as I maintain my progress, there's a definite chance I could come away with what I think is a well-deserved second place comeback, which oddly enough is exactly what I did in Monte Carlo, where I was 7th by the end of day 1, but then I recovered to 2nd by the end of day 3, because I was able to consistently outpace both Gronholm and Loeb for second place. Tommy was pretty much unstoppable in that rally, but it was nice for me to at least fight back, which is probably what I needed. So winning the rally is pretty much out of the question now, but second, I think, as long as I continue to hold my ground, I should be okay with this. And through the town, and pretty much having a perfect entry through the town, as I would have wanted. Okay, still keeping it together. And I think at this point we're just going to keep this up.
150 left 6.
Okay.
150 long right 3 over crest into long left 3.
Right.
200 right 5.
Okay. And I'm up into P3, and now I'm about to drop down again.
50 left 5.
I'm probably going to drop down to 4th now, maybe 5th or worse.
Left to 150 hairpin left into hairpin right over crest.
I probably could have had a shot of potentially winning the rally if I was able to take more seconds off in stage 5, but if we're being thoroughly honest, winning the rally I still think would have been out of the question, because I think the Peugeots would have still been able to outpace me regardless, and it wouldn't have really been possible to stop them dead in their tracks unless one of them retired, and in this case one of them did retire, which means it is not going to be a Peugeot sweep. Okay, and my brakes, okay.
200 left 5 into right 3 into dip.
Oh god, okay.
100 and finish.
And what's it going to be? P4. I still think I've got 3rd secured at this point. I was pretty sure I was 30 seconds ahead heading into the stage. Yep, I think Gilles has pretty much secured another win here in Spain. And there's your top 6, with Alistair McRae being the guy that does it. Oh, and we had another retirement. Ah, Marco, no! Marco's out. Damn it. Oh well. Marco Martin, our 4th retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, you hate to see it. Anyway, as a result, that now promotes Petter Solberg into the points, following the late retirements from both Rovanpera and my teammate Martin. So Gilles Panizzi has pretty much got this rally by the horns. I will be 2nd, then it will be Marcus Gronholm 3rd, Richard Burns 4th, Petter Solberg 5th, and Philippe Bugalski looks to be securing 6th. Unless he has a terrible super special, but I don't think he's going to have. And 4 retirements again, 1 Skoda, 1 Mitsubishi, 1 Ford, and 1 Peugeot. Oh, okay, it's not a super special. I'm pretty sure we will get a super special before too long at some point. I mean, they'll definitely be in the Expert Championship to some degree. So So it looks like we're not at the Super Specials yet.
3,
I may have to go and do my research to find out which rallies have the Super Specials.
150, right 5.
Sadly, however, Spain is not one of them.
150, left 5. 100, right 4, and over crest. 100, left 5.
Oh well.
100, over
I still
crest,
pretty much
into
have a
right 5,
very
150, long
secured
left 4.
second place at this point.
150,
So,
left 3.
I think barring
100, 1, 2, right 4.
any further
150,
retirements,
right 3, into
which
left 4,
I don't think is
over
going to
crest,
happen,
and right 2.
because we've
150,
already
straight
got
over
4
crest.
DNFs in the rally.
150, left 3, into right 2. 150, long right 3, over crest.
I think
200,
we should more or
left
less
2, opens, into
finish where
long
we are
straight.
in terms of
300,
our
caution, over
finishing
crest,
positions.
into right 3 and left 3. 200, long right 3.
I had to step on the brakes there, or else I would
150,
have
left
gone into the
3.
bank again.
100, right 4, into left 3 and right 2. 200, care over crest, into left 3.
Hopefully at this point my moods are
150,
right,
right 3, over crest.
and I'm trying my best not to make them right.
100, right 3, over crest.
They are so very not
150,
right.
left 3, tightens. 200, right 3, care, into left 4, over crest. 150, right 6 and left
Shit.
5.
Fuck me.
Right 6 and left 5. 100, right 5.
Please don't let this be a
150,
repeat of
over
Corsica
crest, into
where
left 2.
I have a terrible final stage and basically just choke away whatever advantage I have. I really don't want that to be the case again, please. Just let me hold on to this. Swear to God, if Marcus is leading this stage, then
100 hairpin right, don't cut.
I might just be angry.
100 hairpin left, don't cut.
Although I did have a big enough advantage over him in second anyway, so as long as I don't make too many mistakes from here on out, I should be able to mitigate the damage.
150
Hopefully.
right 2 over crest. 150 straight over
On the
crest.
hill,
50 caution bends outside.
and
150 left 2.
dipping to the inside
200 left
so I don't
3.
hit the wall,
100
and not
right
going too
3
deep,
over crest into
letting
very
go,
long right
up to
3.
13th now. Looks as though this is very much a downhill straightaway almost,
150 right 3 over crest.
aside from a
100
few
long
high-speed
right
corners
3.
and bends.
200 left 2 over crest.
On the brakes there,
100 right 2. 70
Okay.
right 1. 200 right 3.
doing good, doing good, doing good, doing good,
70
doing
long
good.
left 3 and straight 200
Okay.
and finish.
And that took me just 3.5 minutes to get it done. And I finished P7. You know, all things considered, I thought for sure that final stage was going to be terrible, but amazingly, it turned out to be just the opposite. And Gronholm finished third in the stage, and except for Ravampera, who once again had his issues, I finished the stage in P7. However, I still secure P2 in the standings for Spain. And yep, that's official. A 17-second advantage, more or less, give or take, over my main championship rival, Marcus Gronholm. Gilles Panizzi wins, myself second, and Gronholm third. Then we had Burns 4th, Solberg 5th, and Bugalski 6th in the Citroen. as the top 10 was rounded off by Francois Duval in the second Ford Focus. And just outside the top 10 was Thomas Radstrom in the Citroën, and the finishing order is rounded off by Kenneth Eriksson. So Tony Gardemeister, Francois Delacour, Marco Martin and Harry Rofenpera were our casualties from Spain. 4 retirements, 17 finishes, and another 6 points for me, which means we get to celebrate another podium. And also redeem ourselves from our podium loss in Corsica. So another 6 points to me, giving me another 2 over Gronholm, which should reduce the gap now to 5 points in the driver's standings, as Benizzi wins again. And Peugeot and Ford get 10 points each for Spain. And the bottom 2 teams are still yet to score. Still, we had 5 teams in the points for this one, following the late attrition. And we've now unlocked the Peugeot Extreme bonus car. I'm definitely making sure to save that. So, as a result, I am now on 19 points. Meanwhile, Gilles Benizzi, as a result of him winning again, now moves up to second, 1 point behind Gronholm, who is now on 24. I'm now pretty much well clear of Tommy Mäkinen at this point. And there is the rest of the order, as Philippe Bugalski becomes the 12th driver to score a point in this championship, as 9 others are still yet to score. And in the constructors, Peugeot still has a 14-point lead over Ford, Subaru is 3rd, then Mitsubishi 4th, and Citroën 5th with 5. And Skoda and Hyundai are still yet to score. But anyway, Rally Catalunya is done, and next time we will be heading over to Cyprus, coming in the next episode of WRC2 Extreme.